What's up, YouTubers? This is EvanForGrips.com coming at you with another video. My latest request has been for some 15-30 cent no limit on Betfair, so that's what we're going to be playing today. And Arun, thank you for requesting this because, as I'm sure you know by now, Betfair is my favorite place to play, so I always look forward to making videos on their fantastic software. I was looking at the tables, because I decided I would do some game selection for this video, like I've been doing in the Party Poker Bankroll Challenge. Given that I stress the importance of it, I might as well practice it myself. And what I found was that the players per flop percentage is much higher on Betfair than it was on Party Poker. Party, I was looking at between like 8 to 24% most of the time. And on these guys, you can see that, 24 is like the smallest players per flop percentage, and we're getting upwards of like 40 in some spots, high 30s, which is a really good sign for the juiciness of the games and the profitability of the games. So definitely a good sign that Betfair's tables are loose. So for this video, I'm going to be playing 6 tables. I think that the action should be followable, if that's a word, and it'll keep me busy with hands to play rather than other things to discuss. So I can just stick with strategy talk in this video once again, rather than doing any segues. And as usual, I just have some games open on the side, just in case one of our tables breaks or whatever. We got some backup games to bring in. So on table 4, ace-2 suited, pretty standard raise blind versus blind. Alright, got our 6 starting tables. And I might ditch table 6 just because it's a speed table. Too slow. Yeah, I'm going to ditch table 6 because it's a speed table, and with the fact that I got to talk strategy and the fact I got to play like 5 other tables at the same time, having a speed table is going to be a recipe for timing out / disaster / annoyance / just like, not cool. So now we got all regular speed tables, and honestly, if you're only playing between 1 and 4 tables, it doesn't really matter if you have speed tables mixed in there. You should be able to pay attention to the action and keep up with it. It's only when you're, over 6 or playing 8 that those speed tables become really tough to keep up with. And I think not only do you have less time to act on each hand, you get a shorter time bank, and I don't know, I time out on them all the time when I'm playing my regular sessions, so I really try to avoid them. Now, of course, if you think you can keep up with them and you're trying to get as many hands as possible, or more importantly, if there's a really bad player sitting on one of the speed tables, by all means get there. Because that just means you're going to be getting that easy money even faster than usual. You know what, I was going to quit the outer tables I have, but I'll keep them going just so we have, that opportunity for bonus coverage. Fold on table 1. It's a pretty looking hand, but it just doesn't flop that well that often, and it can flop really dominated. So I like to fold. These 10s, on the other hand, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fold them. The nine's not. I mean, the eight's not the best card because it makes a two pair and it fills the double gut shot, but it's also not the worst card because I still have an overpair and you can have flush draws and stuff. Just wondering if checking to check raise is better than betting, and I think he's actually fairly unlikely to bet this turn. There are a lot of draws he could have that don't want to bet. They just want to take the free river. So I'm just going to bet it myself. And I mean, call. Hopefully he has a 9 or a flush draw. He's got a 9 and a flush draw. And we got him. We got him. Table 5, it's not a mandatory defend. And if you are currently defending it as a default, you might want to reconsider because it's really easy to leak money with that hand. Ace 8 offsuit, out of position. That's not to be said that it can't be played profitably, but you know, you need to have a good read on your opponent to be playing that hand profitably. So as you develop, you know, it can become a play, but I think initially starting out, it should be fold as a default. Defending the blinds has been made like really popular on TV poker by players like Daniel Negreanu, Phil Ivey. Trying to think who else is a big blind defender. I feel like Lane Flock, Jason Somerville. I know that Dan Smith is a big advocate of big blind defense. And anyway, yeah, it's been made really popular in tournaments that you want to defend your blinds so you can, you know, establish yourself as someone not to be messed with, so your blinds will be left alone. Also because you get good pot odds when you play out of the big blind. And that's all well and good, and that's all very true. But it's more applicable in tournaments. In a cash game, first off, there are no antes. So even though you are getting slightly better pot odds calling from the big blind than calling from some other position, they're still not that amazing. If there are antes in play, that significantly increases the odds. But more importantly, since the blinds never go up in a ring game, you never lose much from someone stealing your blind. Even if someone's trying to steal your blind every round and they're getting through, relative to your stack, they're taking like absolutely nothing from you. And especially when you can reload, they're really just taking squadoosh from you. Whereas in a tournament where you have like 30 bigs and then 20 bigs and your big blinds, your stack size is changing all the time, you know, to get robbed for 3 to 5% of your stack on multiple orbits can be pretty bad. And in that kind of setting, it would make sense to try to establish an image of don't fuck with my big blind, because if you do, I'm going to fuck with your whole stack. To maximize, you know, your chance of like going deep in the tournament and avoiding variance because people just don't want to mess with you. Also, people tend to play much wider ranges in tournaments. Table 5. I could call, but I don't really feel like it. And table 3, I could squeeze, but I don't really feel like it. Table 4, I have to raise. Yeah, so in tournaments, it makes sense to establish that, to give yourself the best chance of going deep. But in cash games, like, people's ranges aren't as wide for opening to begin with, so they're not going to be as easy to outplay. And the deeper you are, the more of an advantage being in position is. So in a tournament, when you're on 20 or 30 bigs, sure, it's fine to defend your big blind because the amount of chips behind is very small, so the fact that you're out of position is negligible. Whereas in a cash game where you have 100 bigs and there's so much play behind, like, you just really don't want to be out of position for a hand getting put to the test for like 3 streets and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on defending your blind and why I don't think it's really necessary in cash games. But that I do understand why a lot of people think that they should be doing it. At table 5, I'm just check calling, playing my hand for bluff catcher. And this is a weird one. I'm probably just going to call on table 3 because this guy has been here for 20 hands and it's the first one he's ever played. And I just don't have enough information yet to decide if I want to go with it or not. For a min raise, I'm going to call. I mean, whatever. Nice hand. And there's the value of betting small on the river. If I had done a full-size bet, he might have... What? 330? You can't fold for that. Hopefully large just folds and doesn't check raise. What is going on in this hand? What is going on? Table 4, see bet. Table 6, see a flop. Not! Table 1, rep the ace. God. Table 3 is such a weird spot. I guess with 2 people being in the pot, I'm just going to fold, but I really don't like it, and I'm getting such a good price, but I just, oh man, this guy's like aggro and stuff. I don't know. Sorry, I'm running out of time. I'm just going to worry about my Jack 10 nut. I'm just going to raise. If he has any overpair or top pair, money's going in right now before any scare cards come off. And even if he just has overcards or some sort of bullshit, I did give him a lot of room by making it a small raise and not just putting him to a decision for all his chips. And when he snap call and we're flipping, he must have a flush draw and a gut shot. Oh, he had the same hand. And we had backdoor flush draw, which is worth 2%, as you guys saw. Oh, and the guy snap left. So means he was bluffing. Man, I shouldn't have folded those jacks. I should have at least called one more time, seen the river, see if he shuts down. If he bets all in, though, I look like an idiot because I've just committed a bunch more money to that pot, and then I just fold. I don't know. Whatever. Could be worse. So I got good news for you guys, hopefully. I got a new microphone. Yeah. New microphone. That it's not wireless, so hopefully it doesn't just like disconnect and go all like the other one was doing. It's pretty annoying for sure. On the downside, though, you may hear a clicking sound pretty frequently, which is my mouse, just because the mic's, I don't know, not connected to my head, so it's close to the mouse. So you might be hearing a click, and I tried to put the mouse and the microphone as far away from each other as possible, but I don't know if it works. Anyway, let me know if this is better than the other microphone was. If it's worse, I'll go back. If it's better, cool. I have another microphone that I could try, so we'll just keep going through until we find the one that works best. It's not a big deal for me to switch it up. Okay. Bring in a new game, just because that one might be breaking. King high flop on table 6. Must bet. Couple backdoor draws, which helps our cause a little bit, but the main thing here is we're dealing with the king high super dry board, which is 100% c-bet for the pre-flop raiser. I feel like the players at on game play back less than the players on party did too, even though we're playing like triple the stakes. Maybe there's more grinders on party poker. Table 6, Ace Jack, facing an under the gun raise from a tight player. What do you think the play is? Meanwhile, on the other tables where we have lots of awesome hands, four bet. Guess I'll fold. If I knew he was a big four better, I could definitely just whack that in there. But this guy donked into me after limp calling pre. He did. No. Yeah, he did. Okay, so maybe as like some medium pocket pair or ace high. Nothing. We'll bet. Screen name of the day goes out to I Love Boobs. I do too, buddy. I bet 92% of the viewers of this broadcast do as well. Actually factoring in that some of the female fans could also like girls, it's probably like 93.5%. Just a guess though. Damn. Guy made it 3 bets on me again. Going to have to fold. Ochos. No goes. I just realized that hand at the start of the video where we had an ace and the guy had pocket tens. If we'd c-bet that flop, we might not have even won a single bet on that hand. So I think that was a pretty good check. Starting to get worried on table 6. This guy's pretty tight. Hopefully that heart will slow him down. Given that he's a tight player, there aren't many hands he would call the raise with pre-flop that have 2 hearts in them that don't have an ace or a queen in them, like king jack of hearts. I don't even know if a player like this would call. But he could have same ace. I was thinking ace queen was a possibility and that we just like didn't really beat any aces. So yeah, I don't know what I do if the river breaks off and he keeps betting. It's definitely a close spot with ace jack. Got the fish heads up on table 1. Bet for value. Get called by worse all the time. Punish the limp table 2. Pretty connected flop. Delayed seep. 60 cents. I call. Fire 2 barrels on table 2. See what happens. Could be as strong as a 10. Don't think he has a queen because he would probably bet that on the turn. And that's the idea behind going with a delayed c-bet rather than a regular c-bet, is to extract a little bit more information about your opponent's hand before you commit more money to the pot. Now on table 1, I don't think it's that likely that we have the best hand, but getting whatever this is, like 5 to 1, and being able to beat all pairs except for top pair, I think it's pretty hard to find a fold here. And this guy's just kind of a rando bad guy, so he could show up with anything like that. So, call's good. Generally, when they have the exclamation mark, if they're doing something weird, you just gotta call and hope they're bluffing. And 7 times out of 10, they are. So on table 3, I think you guys should be able to figure out what I'm doing, since I've already done it twice this video. Just playing bluff catch. Playing bluff catch. No bets. Alright, we'll bet real small. Try to still squeak out a little bit of nothing. Nothing, okay. King 9 suited trouble hand, but both these guys are really bad. We're going to have position. I think it's okay to see a flop here. Mr. Boobs. You raise. 3 players behind. Alright, I'm going to try to leverage the other players in this hand against each other on table 1. Because I Love Boobs can't just raise me automatically with 2 players behind him. He probably needs a real hand to continue. I also give myself a chance to see the turn for the price that I like. And if the regs don't have anything, they might fold and leave me heads up with the fish, or maybe everyone folds. Well, if he has a heart draw, I'm good. Or ace king that he didn't want to fold, but I don't think he has ace king. The queen's a bad card. Makes some of the straight draws he had have pair now. But yeah, sometimes I have the best hand there too. And if I check that hand on the flop, it just plays out really shitty. Whether it gets c-bet or check raise. Yeah, he had the nut flush draw, so he's definitely c-betting. And then what, I check call and then check the turn and hope that he doesn't bet again. You know, it's just awkward, and I can't really check raise with it. So leading just seemed like the clear best play in that situation. Unlike the King 8-2 board earlier, this King High board on table 2 is fairly connected and draw heavy. It's more of a wet flop, whereas the King 8 Deuce was a dry flop. So I'm not going to c-bet it as liberally as I would the King 8 Deuce. And it's okay to fold some hands. Yeah, these games seem way better than Party. I wish I'd done my Bankroll challenge on here. Too bad I already got too much money on here. And I think going from 10K to 100K would be much harder than going from $100 to 10K. Although some people say the opposite. They say like the first 1,000 is the hardest, and then it gets a lot easier. So it all depends what games you're playing. If you're playing in tough games, it's going to be tougher. And if you're playing in, low enough stakes games that the players are bad, but still high enough that the money's still good, you can make good money at a steady clip. Table 3, we flopped the up and down straight draw with a backdoor flush draw. Definitely worth a continuation bet. Next, you guys are probably going to tell me to get a quieter mouse, but there's no way I'm doing that because I got the Razer Naga. It's the best mouse in the entire market. #1 gaming mouse, 12 shortcut keys on the side, hyper fast reactivity, cord that is extra strong for whatever value that adds. It's a good mouse. If you guys have money to spew on a mouse, Razer Naga is a must. Even comes with a sweet gamer mouse pad for enhanced click accuracy. So just throwing it out there, I'd be interested to know how you guys have been doing since I started releasing the regular videos. So if you'd like to send me a message on the old Facebook, you guys know where to find me. Just send a PM to the Grips Poker Coaching page, because that's me. And let me know how you've been doing. I want to know. I know a couple of guys have let me know they tried their first sessions ever and had some wins. A couple of guys have done better at live. I just want to hear from all you guys. Let me know how I'm doing in terms of helping you out. And also, if you'd like to include in those messages what you'd most like to see me help you with in the future, or where you think you're having the most difficulty. By the way, for that guy who keeps asking me how to play pocket pairs out of position, don't. That's how to play them. You just don't play them. Okay, rando donk. Table 1 probably doesn't have it. Like if you get 3-bet and you have a small pair out of position, fold. If you raise and get called by one player in position, c-bet the good boards, check fold the bad boards because you have no equity. And if you get called by multiple people in position, just check fold. That's it. Don't waste any money because you're running a no equity bluff. Kind of like this guy was on the turn. Oh wait, he had a gutter. See, on this flop, I would check fold. I would check through the flop and I would just fold to the turn. And if they don't want to bet you out so that you can fold, you just check, check, check and play your hand for showdown value. Try to take it to showdown. That is how you play small pairs out of position. For the most part, you don't. The other thing is, you can also just fold, sixes and down from the first two seats, and if you want to play really tight, you can fold like eights and down from the first two seats, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not going to have a dramatic impact on your win rate. So that's something to factor in too. If you find you're just always losing money with the small pairs early position, just open fold them. It's totally fine. I come from the full ring background, so I mean I used to open fold tens from the first position because you're playing 10-handed. You just have to be really, really tight. So for me, it's easy when I have to make those changes. For people coming from a short-handed or a TV background or online training site background, it's very hard to realize it's okay to make tight folds, but it totally is. Totally is. So yeah, also including those messages where you think you're having your most difficulties, so I can try to make more relevant content in September. I mean, September, it's really going to be all about you guys. I have my ideas for where we could go with the show and everything, and I've been enjoying the way it's been going. But it's not about me, it's about you. So I just need to know what you guys want to see. And then every day, we're gonna draw from the list, and whatever topic whoever gets chosen as requested, that's what we're covering. It's going to be the discussion throughout the video. And I think that means by the end of September, you guys are probably going to be getting pretty nasty. And you won't be making misclicks like I just did on table 2. Pretty good flop. A faux pas. I mean, he did it too fast to have like 2 pair. So I'm going to raise and do the free card play, which is when you get them to just call your raise on the flop, and then you check back the turn so you see the river for free, as opposed to calling the flop and then getting bet into on the turn and then having to pay to see the river. If he took his time and then potted it, I might have been more concerned, but I just really didn't buy it. So, free card. Probably losing this pot. But, saw both cards for cheap. Mission accomplished. Oh, and for people who have been asking about whether or not I do one-on-one coaching, starting in September, I should have enough free time to do that. Just, if you're interested in it, send an email to evan@grips.com to discuss rates. They aren't cheap, as I'm a pretty busy guy, but I am. I can be a little flexible, group discounts, or I can do one-on-two coaching instead of one-on-one. There's lots of ways you can make the value work for you. But yeah, if you're interested in that, just send me an email. Happy to discuss it. And I think that's the best way to really get good really fast is the one-on-one coaching, but only once you are already like decent. Like these videos are going to get you from bad to good. We're going to skip the okay stage, but when you want to go from good to great, that's when you either need to be just working your ass off away from the tables or working one-on-one with someone. And also, actually, you know what? I'm not going to ruin the surprise. But big news on the coaching front. We'll just say that. You guys can speculate, but I'm not giving you any more hints. I mean, I could be manipulated to maybe give some hints, but you guys would have to do a real good job at something to do that. So I 3-bet here, right? Or did I just call? Table 2. I 3-bet? Okay. Gonna call. See what he does on the turn. He could definitely have a decent hand here. Just trying to think what I can get him to fold. I'm just gonna call, hope to improve, or hope that he checks the river. I think if I had the ace-high flush, I would just call anyway. It's an overpair, I would definitely be shoving, so I'm not doing a great job of balancing here by calling, but I think he has a hand he doesn't want to fold anyway, though. My equity against what I think he most likely has is about 25-30% on the turn, so rather just see the river for free, see if I improve, and when I don't, just fold. Even though I have like the best card ever for semi-bluffing there, I just don't think it's a good spot to do a semi-bluff, and I think I'm just burning money by doing it. Table 4, just going to lead out in case he limped with like ace-x or a pocket pair or low suited connector. There are a few hands that he can fold, plus I have some equity when called. So those factors together make it fine to bet there, I think. And check, don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to just come down to his bet sizing, if he even bets. Pretty aggro. I mean, I think of like one hand I beat. So I'll call. Oh, so much for that hand. Still be 8-9. He's got to raise king queen pre-flop. What's going on here? Passive guy bets table 1, just whatever. 8-9, bro. Small. Alright, let's get ambitious here. Don't think he has a straight. Hope he's not betting 2-pair like that. And I think I can get 1 pair to fold. Boom. Got him. Don't think we had the best hand, that's why I didn't call. And even if we did have the best hand, the hands that we're beating are going to fold to our raise anyway, plus we get some other hands to fold, so there's some good value in doing that. So his sizing just really let that happen. Limp pre-raise, nice hand, bro. Even though the guy has, 13 times the bet behind in his stack, so you might think, all right, we're getting better than 8-1 implied odds on our set if we hit it. It's hard to get paid out of position. It's not guaranteed that he has aces and will stack off, although it is pretty likely when he limp pre-raises. But it's just, don't have quite enough going for us in terms of odds of getting paid there to peel it off with the sixes and try to drill a set. Whatever, bro. You want to raise the flop, you got it. got it. Off game. Because we're playing it on game, you know? Funny? No. It's fake fish, off game 11 underscore X. It's a little too fishy, you know, to be real. I don't even know if I want to bet this flop table 6. Yeah. I'm gonna do one more orbit on each table. So I will pay the blinds one more time on each table. And then I'm gonna call it a session. That last video was really long, like hour 15, and I like to keep them short so it's easier for you guys to remember what we cover. The more content we cover, obviously, the harder it is for you to remember all of it, unless you're taking good notes. And even still, it's a lot to take in. So I'd rather just do, keep them short, cover maybe 2, 3, 4 topics per video, and then it should be enough for you guys to absorb over a full day. And for those of you guys who are like waiting till the weekend and watching all the videos, that's cool too, but you're gonna get more out of them if you're watching every day as opposed to cramming, because it's just harder to retain it. If you're watching one thing every day, then when you go to bed, you're going to remember those things in the morning and then repeat the next day. You're not trying to remember 7 days worth of material on one night's rest, because that's hoard. It's real hoard. I'm actually running pretty well with the juice here. Suited juice. Please don't front shove, please don't front shove, please don't front shove. Nice. Still gonna check. I have the worst jack. It's hard for him to call with the 10 now because, the flush got there. I beat the straight draws. I lose to the flushes. Yeah. I mean, if he called 2 bets with 5s, maybe he calls 3. I know he's bad. I just didn't know if he was that bad or not, telling you guys. Betfair, it's where it's at. These games are just so good. So good. And when online poker gets fixed in the States, Betfair ain't going. Betfair staying strictly European. And believe me, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. So, what do you guys got? Don't really beat much. 5-6 is about it. So, I mean, he's saying flush. If the heart didn't come, I would probably still check the river. I might call then, but now with flush getting there, probably 98% of his range has me beat, so just fold. And that's not even just his whole range for getting to the river. That's, factor in his range for actually betting the river when checked to, and it might very well be 100% of hands. Have me beat. This guy's fold to flop bet on table 3 is 100%. Guess it's going down now. Typical RU reg. Probably Russian. don't want to lose to like tens, eights. Let's hope he has ace three of hearts. Nice no bet. Or did you think I was going to bluff? Not even supposed to have cards on table two. So I was going to try really hard to win this pot. All his ace high hands have to fold. Broadway's got to fold. Decent board to bluff raise. Whereas if it was like 2-3-5, it's not as good because his ace high hands have wheels and increases the likelihood that he might be able to find a call, which you don't want when you're bluffing, in case that wasn't obvious. It's a pretty good session overall. I think we won about 2 buy-ins, which is always good. And covered a couple of new things, which is always better. And sevens take them to showdown now. Don't really see them winning much, but also don't really see him having worse than an ace very much. If he does, it's probably a big pair. Should fold to the second bet, but might even have just his big pairs might fold out on the flop if he flatted with them pre-flop. So it might be one of those spots where 0% of his range is folding. So unless we're value betting, we shouldn't be betting. Damn it! Posted again. What's going on here? Unpost all tables. Okay, I'm just going to pretend we didn't post on the table. Yeah, see, never happened. What cards? Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave me your comments. Please also leave me your requests for what you'd like to see in the next video. Hope you guys took your notes down and learned lots of stuff and are making all that money out there on the tables. This has been Evan for Grips.com. Go out there, get stacking.